What's up, boys? Welcome to the first video of the day. Or excuse me, the first game of the video. We have a very, very high level game here. Unfortunately for me, I got Sneaky Turtle, who I believe is Diamond. Both of my opponents are at the top of the ladder on Asia. If I recall correctly, they're both top 16. Now, that being said, Sneaky Turtle is actually not that bad of a player. He's just not a very consistent player. So it's kind of a hit or miss. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is because I plan on doing an aggressive play here. And that is the reasoning behind making that choice. I think going into the mid to late game without doing some kind of damage will just result in a loss regardless. Unfortunately for me, Terran Zerg is the hardest to do damage against. I'm gonna go up to 30 drones, or 30 supply here, and then start making drones. Build a defensive baneling nest. I'm gonna wait for his speed. And then you can tell where the Zerg player has spawned based on how the OVs are facing. This OV is facing this way, like to the east. So if he did take a third, it's either going to be here or here. So we're going to go right here and check. And there's the third. And unfortunately for me, they were 100% ready for it.
Your allies are in battle. Not enough energy.
So he gets a free third base, and I do not. Now we're gonna go up to a spire.
Our allies are under
You should never go battlecruiser in this matchup, by the way. Because the meta is mech muta. Which means you should pretty much always see a very healthy count of cyclones, which means you're not going to get any damage with your battlecruiser. Oh, he's going double VC. That changes things. I should go for roaches, I think.
The enemy has attacked our allies.
Yeah, the way that my teammate is playing this game basically just means we should win. In a high-level game, going for battlecruisers like this is probably the main reason he's still diamond. Fortunately, I was able to get these Hydras out, which just completely wrecked that push. Actually, I'll see if I can kill the rocks here instead.
You have not enough minerals. That requires your allies' base. The enemy has attacked our allies.
Wow, he has a lot of crawlers there. I'm surprised considering how much of an advantage they've been playing at. It's very surprising to see that many crawlers. But anyway, you can just sort of see like why going battle cruisers is a terrible idea in this matchup. It will quite literally never work in a high-level game. I'm assuming the reason I'm starting to get these bad allies is because my MMR is higher than the opponent's.
Energy is too low. We do not have it. The enemy has attacked our allies. Our base forces have entered glorious combat.
Yeah, let's take a look at the MMRs here, because I'm almost 99% sure that that's why that happened. Okay, so as we can clearly see here, Sneaky Turtle is Diamond 2, which is like, I don't really think a lot of people can fathom or understand how low ranked that is in the current iteration of the game. So let's take a look. So my MMR is 4,173. So this game before the fact, okay, so the MMR that we're looking at right now from my opponent here is 4,177. So which means the game that he just played, he was at the time of the game being played, his MMR was probably 20 points lower than mine. And what happens is in solo queue 2v2, if you have even 1 point higher than your opponent, the system will always give you a very low rated teammate. Now, the other thing that screwed up the algorithm was the fact that this guy was playing unranked, and he's currently sitting at rank 12 on the server, right? So Meister's rank 17 on the server. My other opponent was rank 11 on the server. And by the way, this guy, Meister, was actually in the top 8. He just left league because I guess he didn't like his record or something. But, so, two things happened in this game. This guy was playing unranked, and my other opponent had left league. And his MMR at the time of the game was lower than mine, which resulted in having this teammate that's a very, very low rank in comparison to everyone else in the game. 3,398. This is a 700 MMR difference from, well, it's a 900 MMR difference between the Terran player in that game, but it's a 700 MMR difference between him and the Zerg player in that game. So this is the reason that we lost. Feels bad, man. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying the content, like, subscribe, and hit up my PayPal. The PayPal link is in the description below. Any and all tips are welcome. Just helps me keep making this content for you. And I'll see you guys with the next game. Welcome to the next game, boys! PZ versus PZ.
We do not have enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
You know, I've been playing StarCraft for 15 years.
You have not
Well,
enough
StarCraft 2. I've played 15 years of StarCraft 2, and I've played 12 years of StarCraft 1. And in my experience, when you play on the Asia server, when your teammate is not using Chinese characters, a barcode, or Korean characters, typically means he's not very good. But unfortunately in this game I have spawned Protoss, so you really only get to play this race one way. Well, you can play heavy macro, but you do kind of have to play defensive early game. In the form of expanding and putting up shield batteries to protect yourself from oracles and zergling attacks.
have enough minerals. We do not have enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
The thing I don't like about taking this early gold base is a lot of times
Minerals are required. We do not have enough minerals.
especially like when your opponents scout that, they think, oh, I'm on a timer, I need to attack, I need to attack. And what I'm alluding to here is that I have found that more often than not, when your solo queue teammate takes this gold base, he plays too greedy most of the time. And then so like in this matchup, it's a mirror matchup. Most of the time you just die to like, you know, like a speedling spam and lots of pressure, you know. Not always the case, but most of the time, in my experience, that's what usually happens. So at this point, I have to decide whether I'm gonna go for gates or an expansion. And I think because they've scouted my teammate's gold base, I'm gonna go for gates instead of the expansion.
Our research has more minerals.
Protoss doesn't have a third. He's gone for adepts, so I'm gonna queue up an observer. Put up shield batteries. Then go for a prism.
We do not have enough minerals. are required.
Here in shadows.
You have not enough minerals.
Got a little supply capped here.
Minerals.
Always want to remain unsupply capped if you can help it. See if Protoss have a third. Protoss does indeed have a third.
The enemy has attacked our allies.
So, like I mentioned before, the problem with your teammate taking the gold base is that he always plays too greedy.
We do not have enough.
That's usually the situation you run into. But my MMR is at a part where you spend it's at a point where you spend most of your time just losing games because the system can't give you a decent teammate. We did make it out of the early game, or like, you know, sort of like at the point where my teammate was powering up, so we may still be able to win. But typically when the games pan out the way that this has panned out, you're playing a losing game.
You have not enough minerals. We do not have enough minerals. Our allies are under assault. You have not enough minerals. Your allies are in battle.
I'm actually gonna go 2 Robo Colossus.
More minerals are required.
Robo Colo.
We have used up a mineral field.
Deny that scout real quick.
We have used up a mineral field. Our orders, you have not enough minerals. You must do.
Teammate is expanding in the wrong place, by the way. You want to expand here as your 4th base if you have taken the gold on this map.
Unacceptable location. The enemy has attacked our allies.
Okay, well we have now officially made it into the late game.
Our allies are under assault.
Really wish he would have waited.
These cowards have attacked our thrones.
That was a nice snipe. Very clean.
Our allies are under assault. We do not have enough. Your allies are in battle.
Would have been a lot easier to defend his base here if he had taken the one where you're supposed to take it, not this one.
The enemy advances on our allies' base. Our allies are under assault.
No crap.
Your allies' base is besieged. Unacceptable location. Mineral field depleted. Are required. The enemy has attacked our allies. The enemy advances on our allies' base. Our allies' base. Your allies are in battle. You have not. Your allies' base is besieged. Our allies are under assault. The enemy has attacked our allies. We do not have enough minerals. Your allies' base is besieged. Your allies are in battle.
So my teammate lost his 1v1. I won my 1v1. Now I lose all of my expansions because my teammate lost his side of the map.
The enemy has attacked our allies. You have not enough minerals. Peace is in need of defense. allies are under assault. Requires
Damn, I don't have a recall there. Fuck.
minerals are required. Your allies are in battle.
Yep. So the reason we lose this game is because my teammate expanded in this location instead of taking this base over here. And that was basically the reason we lost the game. Because instead of him taking the safer expansion, you can't really hold this one, and not only can you not really hold this expansion, but you also can't saturate it because the drones have to go through the center of the map. So if he was going for a composition like, you know, like a lurker comp, like what this Zerg was doing, then he could have got lurkers up there, and then the Protoss army wouldn't be very good, right? But that's not what he went. He went for mutas. And when you go for mutas, you can't expect to hold this base when the whole point of Mutalisk is to attack behind the mineral lines, you know, dart in, dart out. So, once again, like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, when you see names that don't have Chinese characters, Korean characters, or a barcode, they're almost always bad. Like, he's probably around Diamond would be my guess. Yeah, Diamond. Almost Diamond 3. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but the way that the matchmaking works is that once you get to about this MMR, it's usually about halfway to capped MMR. You start to play with really, really, really bad teammates, and in Legacy of the Void, you can't really carry your teammate when they're bad like that. So, if you guys like content, like, subscribe, donate to PayPal down below. The link is there for you to support my games and my content. And I'll see you with the next one. Welcome to the next game, ladies and gentlemen. Terran Random versus Protoss Zerg. Teammate is not sending his Overlord out. That late usually will indicate newbie.
You have not enough minerals. We do not have enough minerals. More minerals are required.
This game, I am going to expand at the gold. Little trick some of you guys might not know about. Depending on how you SimCity, when you build, like, for example here, if you put the probe in between the pylon and the mineral here, you squeeze it in the little crack here, it'll push the probe through the mineral and the pylon, and then this way you don't have to waste time going back around to mine resources. If he throws down a Roach Warren, he's going Roach Ravager off of one base. If he does not, he's just bad. And we're likely screwed. So I'm not seeing a Roach Warren. So the game plan here is to hit a 6-gate timing.
Our allies are under assault. The enemy has attacked our allies. Your allies are in battle. We do not have enough.
Got a gold base up and running.
We are one with shadows. The enemy has attacked our allies. I am here, shadows. Shall be. Your allies are gathering gas. You have not met enemies. Intriguing. We move unseen. I am the enemy has attacked our allies. Our allies are under assault. I am Your allies are in battle.
Okay, now we just wait for Mr. Warp Prism. Crap.
The enemy has attacked our allies. Peace is in need of defense.
Wow, Protoss went 4-gate.
Your allies, our research has concluded. Your movements are required.
4-gate blank off of one base?
Our allies are under assault. You require more Vesper gas. We have insufficient Vesper gas. Assimilate more Vespine gas. You require more Vespine gas. Our forces need.
Try to make a push here.
We have insufficient Vespine gas. Assimilate more Vespine gas. Your allies are in battle.
Got the expo, so that's good.
We have met the enemy.
Wow. I'm actually incredibly surprised that the Protoss player had roughly the same amount of troops I did pretty much that whole game, even though I had an expo. Let's watch this real quick and see how he did this. So, pylon, gate, double gas, second pylon, cyber core, third pylon, warp gate, chrono boosted, Twilight Council, no unit into a second gate. Oh, so I guess this is when he puts up the additional gateways. 3-gate or 4-gate? So you get blink or the 4th gate? Gets blink. Continues to chrono. And then gets a 4th gate. Actually, it's actually kind of strong. Because, like, if you go for an expand build like this, one gate, at most you'll only have 2 stalkers across the map, which is not enough to win the game, right? So by the time the first 2 stalkers even get over here, his warp gate is done. And it's like, it's just enough time to stay defensive at the same time. Very interesting. It's a very interesting way of foregating with Blink. Now, obviously, this wouldn't work in a 1v1, right? But this is 2v2, so it's different. It's actually quite a strong build. Like, if we look at the unit counts, he has 5 Stalker, I have 2. Now, obviously, my build needs time to power up a little bit. But 7 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers. Now, obviously, as the game goes on, I'll have more. But if they hit the right timing, I'm actually very surprised I was even able to win this game. I feel like we should have just straight up lost here. Nine Stalkers versus 9, so it's 9 versus 9 by the time he pushes. 7 versus 7, and the difference obviously is that I have 2 more gateways. 7 Stalker, 9 Stalker. So, I don't know, upon reviewing this, like, maybe if instead of building a 4th gateway here, he built a gateway here so that he could warp in faster, maybe? Because this build is extremely time sensitive, right? Like, if I've gone for this gold base, there's absolutely no way that there's no capability of winning since I have double economy, right? But the fact is that really no matter how you look at this, I can definitely see a universe where this is actually quite good. It's really not a bad build. His teammate just didn't really synergize with it. I think, like, maybe if the Terran player had gone for 2 factory would have been really good in this scenario. Because instead of only having, like, how many Hellions did he have at the time of the push? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's only got 6 Hellions, so if he had gone for, like, a double factory open with a CC, he could have had a lot more units. Instead of just 6 Hellions, he could have had probably, like, 8 or 10. So upon review, what it looks like to me is that the build that the Terran player went did not really link up or synergize with his teammate, and that's why we were able to come out with the victory. Because otherwise, I think this build that he did is really strong against a gate open, like a gate expand open. I mean, you could see how hard it was with just, you know, this amount of Hellions. but he's got a dropship for no reason. He's got a lot of stuff in here that don't really do much for this push, right? So if he had kept it to 2 factory, I think we would have just flat out lost. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the videos, like, subscribe, comment, and hook me up with a PayPal donation. All of that information is down in the description below. See you guys with the next game.